Sahih Al-Bukhari 3582, narrated Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Once during the lifetime of Allah's Messenger sallallaho wasallam, the people of Medina suffered from drought. So, while the Prophet sallallaho wasallam was delivering a sermon on a Friday, a man got up saying, "O Allah's Messenger sallallahu wasallam, the horses and sheep have praised. Will you invoke Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us with rain?" The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam lifted both his hands and invoked. The sky at that time was as clear as glass. Suddenly a wind blew, raising clouds that gathered together, and it started raining heavily. We came out of the mosque wading through the flowing water till we reached our homes. It went on raining till the next Friday, when the same man or some other man stood up and said, "O Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the houses have collapsed. Please invoke Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to withhold the rain." On that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiled and said, "O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let it rain around us and not on us." I then looked at the cloud to see them separating, forming a sort of a crown round Medina. Sahih Al-Bukhari 3583, narrated Ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to deliver his sermons while standing beside a trunk of date palms. When he had the pulpit made, he used to instead the trunks started crying, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to it, rubbing his hand over it to stop its crying. Sahih Al-Bukhari 3584, narrated Jabir bin Abdullah radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to stand by a tree or a date palm on Friday. Then an Ansari woman or a man said, "O Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, shall we make a pulpit for you?" He replied, "If you wish." So that made a pulpit for him, and when it was Friday, he proceeded towards the pulpit for delivering the sermon. The date palm cried like a child. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam descended the pulpit and embarrassed it while it continued mourning like a child being acquainted. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it was crying for missing what it used to hear of religious knowledge, given you are near to it. Sahih Al-Bukhari 3585, narrated Anas bin Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that he heard Jabir bin Abdullah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu saying, "The roof of the mosque was built over trunks of date palms, working as pillars. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam delivered a sermon, he used to stand by one of those trunks still. The pulpit was made for him, and he used it instead. Then he heard the trunk standing, a sound like of a pregnant she-camel, till the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to it and put his hand over it. Then it became quiet." Like and subscribe my channel for more hadith videos. Allah bless you. Allah Hafiz.